Hey y'all, what's poppin'? It's your girl, Danny P, where Wendy meets Oprah. Now, I have not done a Mommy Dearest in a minute, so let me tell you what's going on with me and Deb, me and your girl Deb. So this week, Uncle Sam finally unleashed those taxes, and I was able to catch up on some bills. I need to catch up on some bills. So I did what I needed to do. And on Wednesday, my mother, she was like, oh, well, you want to go to the gym? And I'm like, oh, I'm really tired, feeling fatigued, just wasn't really feeling it from work. So she's like, oh, let's go get some food. And I'm like, okay, I felt bad because I didn't want to go to the gym, but I will hop in on this mission, to get some food. So we're going to get some food, and whenever I go get some food, my mommy, automatically she's paying, no shade. It's just, I'm spoiled like that, so she's going to pay. We get some food. She was like, oh, let's get some Simcoes. I'm like, okay, we get some Simcoes. I'm about to get some fish. So she get the combo platter. I'm getting my fish and chip and stuff. And so while we were talking, waiting for the food, I'm like, oh, so how was your taxes? You filed your taxes. And so she was like, we did good this year. I was like, oh, so did you get more than $10 this year? Now, the reason why I say that, because I think it was last year or something, she paid H&R Block to do her taxes, because I do mine on TurboTax, y'all. No shade. You ain't getting not another coin out me. So she goes to get her taxes paid for, and she paid maybe $300. I don't know if she paid $340 or whatever the case was, just for her federal income tax to be $10. Now, I'm glad she didn't have to owe, because that's a horrible thing. But $10, I was laughing. I was laughing at that time. It was funny. It was funny. We laugh about it now. You laugh about it now, girl. But so she wouldn't tell me the amount. Now I'm like, oh, she getting some money, honey. She about to get some money, because she getting real secretive. You buying seafood, just in a real good jolly mood. I'm like, all right, Deb. I'm thinking my birthday's coming up on a Monday, the 25th. So I guess we getting some good birthday money this year, because she was like, oh, she was being secretive. When I filed my taxes, she was just, oh, how much you getting? Just wanted to be all up in my Kool-Aid and didn't want to know the flavor. Now, when I'm trying to be up in hers, honey, it's a different story. Well, a woman don't tell how much she getting. Girl, I need that same energy. You feel me? So, guys, there's a lot I want to talk to y'all about on the show later on. We're about to start filming soon, but, I still just want to let y'all know your girl Deb is still crazy, but I love her. You know what I'm saying? Always get a good laugh and a good lesson from her. So we're about to start the show, and I guess we'll talk, we're going to talk some more about a few little things that just happened this week, starting off Women's History Month, so your girl about to get about this thing, go on Facebook real quick before Ashley says it's time to start rolling. So, gotta go, guys. Good afternoon, and welcome to Cut from a Different Cloth. I am your host, Danny Parker, where Wendy meets Oprah. So anyways, this week, guys, this is the first episode, I think, of the season that I have you all to myself. There's no guest this week, not that I don't love my guests, but I haven't had you guys to myself for a very long time. And this week has been a week. And when I mean by that, so much has happened in the news. From Michael Cohen's explosive testimony, whoo! When I tell you, before I could even see it, I read the transcript of it, and that was a juicy read. So I was just like, ooh, child, a ghetto. I was just like, y'all president he is just something else, honey. So besides from that, on a serious note, I want to touch on the situation with Jassy Correia. If you don't know about Jassy, she was abducted after a nightclub. She went out for her friends for her birthday, and she ended up she ended up dying. The guy ended up killing her and had her in a suitcase where they found her in Delaware. So we will be talking more about that later in the show. But also, we need to talk about Miss Khloe, Culture Vulture Kardashian, and Jordyn Woods, the latest scandal with them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot that's going on, especially with Khloe and her family, you know, with the cheating baby daddy she has, Tristan, Thompson. It's just a lot is going on. A lot has been going on this week. Like, I just feel figuratively very heavy in my soul. So I just wanted us, you know, I missed you guys. You know, we're going to get into a lot this week, and there's a lot to dissect. So I believe that we're going to go to a quick break before we get into the first What's the Tea, and that would be with Jordyn Woods and Khloe Kardashian, especially after Jordyn went to go see Gami, Jada Pinkett at the Red Table Talk. So we will get into that in just a bit. I am your host, Danny Parker, where Wendy meets Oprah, and welcome to Cut from a Different Cloth. Hey y'all, it's your girl Danny P. Welcome back to Cut from a Different Cloth. Now you do see my shirt, Living Unapologetically Black. Shouts to my girl Devonna Holmes for $45.13. If you want to get custom shirts made, you can. So this is just one of the shirts that I do have for my girl. Shouts to you, boo. So Living Unapologetically Black, I do that 365 all day of the year. So now we're about to get into the tea though. Okay. Yesterday, I was at work, y'all, and I was watching Red Table Talk with Jordyn Woods. Now, with Jordyn, she had to talk to her godmother, Jada, because Jada, who doesn't watch the Red Table Talk? So we see the Red Table Talk, and Jordyn's coming, you know, out of a place of humility. You know, she's coming humble, she's coming with accountability, you know, she's coming to tell her side of the story. Now, when we saw this story, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have saw the interview by now. I noticed that Jordyn, you know, she was saying like, oh, after the club in LA culture, it's easy to go to someone's house, you know, to party, you know, you're drinking and stuff. And where she was wrong, she should have went home. Of course she should have went home. Now, if you're going to Tristan, you know, he a cheater and he cheating on your best friend's baby daddy because you know the tea because that's your best friend. You don't go, especially if Kylie isn't one of the girls in the group of friends that you were out partying with. So that's just rule number one. You just don't get too friendly. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't see me ever getting friendly with one of my best friends, siblings, partners, where they're not around. I just feel like I need a witness in case situations like this arise. Be like, I was with X, Y, and Z, and we were doing X, Y, and Z while we were there. And then we can corroborate stories, and that's how you know cover your bases. So when she was speaking with her at the Red Table Talk, you know, you just get your life and everything at the Red Table Talk. Jordyn said this was all over a kiss. And so I was asked, did I believe her? And honestly, I do, because I don't see the reason for her to lie now at this point. And I don't see her having sex with him. I do feel like she put herself in a bad situation, but it's just a kiss. He's slept with how many women? Sis, chill. Like, I don't like that a 35-year-old woman's trying to come for a young 20-year-old black woman. I just don't feel that. Even if Khloe was black, I still don't like that because that's childish. You know what I'm saying? You're 14 years her senior. Act like it. Now, Khloe had some tweets after the interview where she was expressing that, oh, Jordyn is a liar. She could have handled this privately, but she didn't. Tristan, you know, I hold him accountable too, but he's handling this privately. If he was addressing this publicly, I would be addressing him publicly as well. Khloe, we are not going to let you drag sis. Like, this man, especially when Khloe Kardashian has not been the very best of friends to people. And when I say this, it's because she was with Trina's man 2 times, French Montana, and James Harden. And then how'd you get Tristan in the first place? You took him from his very pregnant fiance, and now you're just reaping karma's benefits because of that. Karma has come to roost you. So you know what? On that note, though, we're just gonna go to a quick break because that's getting my ears hot. Don't blame sis because your man's a cheater, honey, and you trying to keep your family together. You just need to learn how to co-parent and let him go. Listen to some Mary J. Blige, child, and move on with your life because it's not worth it. You brought that karma into your house, and that's just what it is. Don't blame anybody else but yourself and the cheater that you decide to lay with. And on that note, y'all, we're going to go to a quick break. Welcome back to Cut from a Different Cloth. I am your host, Danny Parker, where Wendy meets Oprah. And now we're about to get into the real deal because I have a lot on me. Like I said, I was feeling very heavy. And this story, it doesn't sit right with my soul, y'all. It don't sit right with my spirit. So the young woman, Jassy Correia, she went out with her friends. And after the club, it's very unclear, but she went home. Well, she went home with a guy, and the man ended up, killing her. She was found in a suitcase in Delaware where he was running. He was a Providence, Rhode Island resident. And Providence from Boston, it's easy to get there. It's easy to go back and forth. So then he was running and had her body in the trunk. And I want to be very sensitive with this subject because there's a lot of opinions and facts that we don't know and have yet to be discovered. But so far, looking at the story, in my opinion, I really feel like her friends let her down. And what I mean by her friends let her down is we all have that girl code where it's we come to the club together, we leave together. One goes to the bathroom, we all go to the bathroom. One needs to leave, we all need to leave. Even if we don't want to leave the party and one says they're getting in an Uber, we all go outside and make sure that friend gets in their Uber safely and we go back to partying. So the fact that the driver left or they got separated for whatever reason, and then the girl, she's seen getting into the car with the man. We don't know if she knew him or not. We don't know a lot of facts, but it's still like, I don't let my friends, and I'm thankful for I have female friends like this, where you don't go home with someone we don't know. We picked you up at your house. We're going to drop you off at your house. Whatever you do once we drop you off at your house is on you. But as long as we know we dropped you off safely and sound, that's off our conscience. So I would hate to be these young women in this situation because a young mother was lost out of this. A friend was lost, someone's daughter, someone's sister. It's just a lot. It's a sad story because she was celebrating her 23rd birthday just for this to happen, and especially it hits home because I've been her age once. I've been, I've had fun in college. Y'all know I went to Clark, Atlanta. So I've had fun in Atlanta. I've had memorable nights. I've had scary nights, so being a young woman that comes with it. But I always had solid friends, quality friends who always, they were held accountable if we were going out, if I was too drunk or vice versa. So it doesn't sit well with me that her friends didn't leave together. It's simple girl code. We all leave armed up, if it's a let out, it's a sad story. Especially when it happened to another girl recently in Charlestown, even though she was found 2 days later, it's still like, women, we gotta be smarter. Yes, I would love to live in a world where men, there weren't predators, that there weren't men preying on you and wanting to harm you in that type of way. Of course, but if we live in a reality where that's not the case, we do owe ourselves as being friends a loyal obligation to protect one another. Yes, we may have the ones who, hey, I want to go with this dude, but I got to make sure you're safe because I don't want that on my conscience. If something happens, I have to live with that, so it's just, and I want to say this also because talking about it on Facebook, a few feathers were, I guess, fluffed in a sense, ruffled. because, oh, well, how is this not falling on a man? It does fall on men. I'm not excusing him. I am not excusing him. What he did to her was unacceptable. That was cruel. That was the most horrible thing you could possibly do to somebody. So I hope he pays. I hope the justice system has him pay for his actions. But she was with her friends. You're going out with your friends. So we want to switch to basically a new topic. I want to, because I'm getting in my feelings, and it's gonna be up for public opinion. Now let's get into this Michael Cohen testimony. He's a racist, he's a con man, and he's a cheat. Those three I remember, and I kept saying when I saw the transcript and when I saw the clips of the interview, and this man was singing like a canary, y'all. I was like, whoo, I knew this was about y'all president, but for real, one part in there when he said Trump didn't expect to win, he really wanted as marketing. I was like, I knew it, because he looked shocked when he won, when he found out that he became the president. We were shocked, and we were supposed to be shocked, but not the president-elect. He really didn't believe that we elected him. And I'm just like all set. So, it was just crazy. Michael Cohen had receipts, he had checks. Basically, a sitting president kind of committed some crimes while in office. The hush money, paying it back, being a fake bidder for his Trump Foundation. It's just like, and then he talks about African Americans and says way worse off cameras. And so it's just like typical Trump, Ronald McDonald, Donald Trump. So it's just like everything that he said, I was not surprised. But you know what? This has just been a week. And Donald Trump, of course, was just tweeting saying he's a discredited lawyer. He likes to deflect, and it's just typical Trump. So he's just railing off because he didn't expect Michael Cohen to say all that. I didn't expect him to say all that. The man's going to jail. He didn't want to be pardoned by him. He was just like, he felt loyal. He felt loyal to a man he wasn't supposed to. And honestly, I felt that. That's how you can sum up my 20s like that. Was loyal to a man I wasn't supposed to be to, but that's neither here nor there. So, guys, it was really good to just have you to myself, to really just voice these concerns, because honestly, there has been a lot of stuff going in the city of Boston and in the country, and it's just been crazy. So when I leave out of here, Solange, she had her new album, When I Get Home, like, that's been helping my soul just calm down. Like, Solange know how to always get me together, y'all. I swear she do. So I can't wait to just vibe out to her, because I've been feeling really heavy, like a lot of stuff that's just been going on, so listening to her, and of course, I gotta always listen to Cardi, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so, with the please me, but that's a cute little bop. You feel me? But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the show, of course. But, our next guest, Sam, we're going to have Sam from her Sam's catering spot. She's going to talk to us about her upcoming networking event in April. So she'll be on the show to visit. But I'm just so glad I got to have y'all to myself. I really wanted to talk about, what was going on with Jordyn Woods, what was going on with the culture vultures known as the Kardashians. And I also really want to address the Jassy situation, because a lot of women need to have that reminder and that education that we are, we're accountable for one another, and then making sure of the safety. Like, Black women are one of the group's most unprotected women in the earth. And it's crazy. That's why we have to be held accountable and protect one another, because you just never know. You never know what's lurking around the corners. You never know what's coming out of the bushes at you. So it's always good. Just for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, I like to hold women that I do know, make sure their safety is good, but also women that I don't know. It's never nothing to be like, hey sis, that's my friend or whatever, like, just to stop a predator, because you never know what can happen. That's all I'm saying. But like I said, thank you for tuning in to Cut From a Different Cloth and putting up with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see y'all on the next show again with my girl Sammy. We're going to chop it up because she is an entrepreneur and this is Women's History Month and you know I'm all about my women. So I am your girl, Danny Parker, where Wendy meets Oprah, and it's just Cut From a Different Cloth.